Hello, everyone. It is wonderful to be here with you. We are going to receive an amazing attunement of light today. We are going to connect with a level of wholeness in our being, connect with the masters that we love, that have really walked the earth and mastered this experience of duality. We're going to receive an attunement and a resurrection of our highest self. Before we do that, I want to dematerialize a myth today for us that this has been such a common theme. It's been a theme for my life. It's been a theme so much saturated so heavily in the last 2 weeks. I was like, okay, I've got to do this for this full moon in Easter. It's really perfect because of the Christ energy and how humanity has distorted that. So being perfect and being pure, these two ideals will, if we allow them, they can not only slow our ascension, slow our healing, they can destroy the fun, the joy, the expansion that this life has to offer. In the moment, we can always build it back up, and that's why we're here. That's what this is all about, right? But that needing to be perfect, that needing to be pure and completely clean and cleansed in this physical realm of duality, in this imperfect and imperfectly pure place, we will never be happy if we have that expectation. And it's difficult. In the healing realm, we use the word pure a lot. We use purity a lot. Because we're trying to use language which is kind of clunky to describe the divine essence and all the many really intricate forms of divine and complex forms of divine frequency. And even in the 7 rays, we have the purity and ascension ray. And I really am feeling the call to liberate that word purity out of it, liberate the flame out of the purity, because it creates in our human minds a lot of distortion. So I want to talk about how that affects us, and then we're going to have this really awesome attunement. Okay, so purity. We hold ourselves really good people. You're not that there's good or bad people, but what I mean by that is people that really in their hearts want to be the absolute best version of themselves that they can be, especially spiritual beings often hold themselves to a level of perfection that really dampens their spirit and causes so much unnecessary suffering. So let me give an example of that. And I'm going to give several different examples, but think about how, and we see this a lot. So I'm giving this example in yoga, where a student might attempt to do a posture in a perfect form, this ideal form, and they don't listen to their body, and then it wreaks havoc on their body. They have major injury because of it. Or let's say with our mind, we are expecting our minds to be pure and not have any negative thoughts, or expecting our emotions to be pure and not have any negative emotions. If I have negative emotions, I'm not spiritual enough. BS. If we're thinking those things, we're getting caught up in a lie that holds us back. Because if we just look at that thought, look at that emotion for what it is, it's just a human experience. We learn from it. We can ascend to even greater heights. So another thing, if we expect the world to be pure, it's not happening, right? Our food sources, we want to do our best that we can, of course, but our food sources it's tricky, right? To keep things pure. But if we need everything to be pure, we make ourselves sick. We make ourselves sick by believing that we need everything to be pure, because everything starts in the mind. And if another example, these are all things that we only have limited control over. Of course, I'm not saying that we don't want our food to be as whole as possible. Yes. As clean as possible. Yes. But as possible at this time. And we're not going to, starve ourselves because we know that our food is not at that state right now, right? So anyhow, another example of this would be needing to have a perfect space, needing to be perfectly clean. I know some of you may have had someone like that growing up in your family, and we did in ours, and it was somebody who regularly hosted things that needed to have things basically untouched. And even as a child, I'm like, why would this be the place of gathering for our family? And we wouldn't see each other that often, but the time that we had together it was a fraction of the fun and a lot more suffering because of this expectation of purity and cleanliness. If we wanted to go outside and we had the idea that there couldn't be any bugs, we're not going to enjoy that time out in nature, which is one of the most amazing healers that we'll ever know. All of nature is such a powerful healer. We totally miss out on the eagle that's flying by, or the deer that's along the way, or the leaf that's coming down from the sky to say hello to you. You miss those things if you cannot handle a few bugs here and there. And it's the same energetically. We live in a sea of energy. There's all kinds of things going on. And if we need to be, feeling that everything's got to feel pure, everything's got to feel like good energy, we're not going to be able to enjoy this experience. And we're going to be afraid of things we shouldn't be afraid of. They're not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. So this false idea of purity and perfection can distort us so much and take us so far off our path if we let it. So the more of us who are living a spiritual life that don't need a perfect, so I'm going to sit down. It's nice to have our practice, but even sitting down to meditate, somebody might interrupt you. Somebody might need to talk to you. That doesn't mean that your meditation was ruined. Maybe that's part of your meditation, talking to that person. These will make us more whole people that will lead more people to the light. If we're trying to be perfect all the time, those who could see us as a beacon will see us as an annoyance to run from. And then we're not spreading the love and the light that we could. So instead of trying to be perfect, let's just work at being our most authentic self, our most whole self. And from this, not only will we enjoy our lives more, we will ascend more. All of those things are true, and we will be in harmony with those around us, with the world. And that's where we can truly make the world a better place. So you can tell I'm fired up. We're going to take the energies down a notch and invite all of the beings of light, all of the masters of divine love and divine light, inviting them to gather around us now, creating this sacred space where it is so safe. It is the best climate for us to open up and receive the divine blessing that brings us to our most authentic, whole, harmonious state, and that ascends our true nature. We're going to resurrect more of our higher self into this physical form here and now. So let us hold space in gratitude within our hearts and within our beings for all the masters whom we love, whom we adore. I'm seeing the beloved Thich Nhat Hanh with us, even though relatively recently crossed over. We have so many brilliant, brilliant beings of light. All the masters of love and light. We ask you to walk with us. Teach us to walk in wholeness, to be centered in truth and love, to be balanced. Attune us to the middle way. To divine perfection, which looks so much different than human perfection. We're just going to soften our bodies, and we're going to breathe in deep, and we're going to exhale slow and long. All of us are going to feel the attunement and the activation in different areas within our system, as each one of us is experiencing our own unique awakening. But I want you to feel the hands of the beloved masters holding your hands, with their hands on your back, leading you, supporting you, guiding you, guarding you. As the most authentic version of yourself is birthed here and now. These masters, they learned to live harmoniously in duality and had their times of great wholeness. Remember, they had their times of weakness too. Masters, help us to love and honor all aspects of ourselves so we can experience greater wholeness of being. Feel the attunement of wholeness coming into your physical body. Physical body. You may release the false ideal of perfection and align with wholeness now. I love you. Thank you, body. Think about, feel that freedom that you've just given your body by allowing it to be whole and not expecting this false perfection. Feels so good to be free, to be liberated from that false ideal. And emotional body, it is now time for you to receive the attunement of wholeness. We know that you were created, you were made to feel a great variety of emotions, and all have their own gifts of expansion, learning, growth, healing, not only for ourselves, but for others, as we become more compassionate to those who experience the same feeling. Thank you. And mental body, you're receiving now an attunement to wholeness. wellness. Feel that. We're not expecting you to be perfect, mind, but we will bring you back time and time again, back into the middle way, the objective space. Let us release the judgment, the harsh judgment that causes so much suffering for ourselves and the planet. Wow, we have a magnificent group of angels surrounding our soul star chakras and our crowns, giving us a great attunement of light to our authentic self. Our authentic self is the path. It has all the information, all the energy, all that's needed for us to fulfill our missions and our contracts on this planet. But our authentic self is not a people pleaser. It is our truth. We give our spiritual and etheric bodies, our energy fields, the aura, the attunement of wholeness now is being received. Feel your energy body growing stronger and stronger. Magnificent waves of light entering your being. Your higher self anchoring into every cell of your body, every atom. Now, one word is going to be coming into your mind. It's an aspect of your higher self that's resurrecting today, that's going to support you. Live in greatest harmony. Your personal attunement is coming in now. And you can, some of us will feel this, some of us will know this, some of us will hear or see the word. All is divine perfection. Okay. Our spiritual healing team and the masters we connect with the most are now working with our human energy field to bring us into divine perfection. So as we leave this session, we leave refreshed, rebirthed, revitalized, renewed, whole, and infinitely blessed. With gratitude in our hearts for all of our helpers today, we send the love and light out into the world as we are whole, not perfect, as we are whole. We can share great love, wisdom, kindness, understanding, compassion, goodness with the world, with our loved ones, with our communities. And this is our intention. Feel that swift lightning bolt of your divine life force coming in as we seal this with infinite love and light. Thank you so much. It was such a joy to connect with you today. I know it's been a little while since I've been here. I've just got a few months left on where I am physically right now. And so I've been doing lots more in-person work on top of the distance, which is most of my work is distance sessions. And I was having tooth pain for a while. I even pointed to the wrong side of my face. But anyways, you guys know how that is. But that was a blessing to get that out of the way before I go on the road too. So anyhow, I love you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. So many blessings. You go out there and be your authentic, badass, unique self. And you are going to bring so much love to this planet. Thank you.